we all walk around with a studio in our pockets. All the stop motion I shoot on these things. I always tell people that you're really not limited by tools or equipment. It's, stop motion with stop motion apps, whether it's 2D with 2D apps like Animation Desk, where you can do it with your finger. And if you're doing effects, there are honestly some very cool effects apps out there. If you want to take that to the next step, if you have a Mac or a PC computer, you could get things like After Effects and Maya and Photoshop and Premiere and Final Cut for all of these things. And a lot of these apps are really inexpensive. Like the app that I use to shoot stop motion on, I think the app may be $5, and it's incredible. It's just as strong as any software out there to use this stuff, and it's on a phone. Journey is literally from script to screen, so it's script. It does start on paper. Everything has got to start with a script. Without a script, you have no effect. you have no story. You have no project. So once you take the script, you have to break the script down. I storyboard it, so I'll decide how long is it going to be, how many shots, what's the screen time for every shot, and the elements within the shot. So I know how many characters I have to make, what kind of props that'll be needed, and what they'll interact with, the whole shebang. Because you can you could literally animate anything in stop motion. Anything, keys in your pocket, you can animate toys. My figures, the ones that I mostly do stop motion with, are miniatures that I make from chewing gum wrappers that I've been making since I was a kid. And it's that actually got me into the industry. I've been making them since I was a kid, but I've been animating them since, 92? So, over 25 years, almost 30 years now. Wow. So, yeah, it's just second nature to me. Stop motion, in its basic core, is 3D animation because it is a real literal 3D object in a 3D space. CG, computer graphics or digital animation, has taken on the moniker, or it has always adopted the moniker of 3D animation because you're animating in a fabricated 3D world. To make the transition from animating, something physical that's tangible and I can touch and interact with, to this, took a whole discipline change because I had to do it now with this and a keyboard. There are multiple ways to animate a character. And then, but where the animation skill applies is, again, how an animal like this moves. And everywhere from, the head to the ears to the tail. Because you see I have the tail even animating, doing the follow through with the gallop. So here's the fun part. So this is just a quick shaded rig itself, and I have it in wireframe so you can see it better. But if I were to turn on the controls, so these are all the controls that are used to move this character around. For me, when I finished and I came into the industry as a complete stop motion guy, I had to learn this tool and learn these things because it's all physical space. It's all just learning the architecture and learning how to use the tool. And so the learning curve varies. So many ways that you're just not beholden to a studio giving you the go-ahead to do it. You can just take your own initiative and just run with it. Because it's all about exposure, and people need to be exposed to these things to know these tools are accessible to them. And they absolutely, completely are.